Posted by you/desperate buffalo 831. I swear I saw my dead father. In 2006 my father passed away suddenly and unexpectedly. A few months after he died I decided to move to a different state to try and get a fresh start. One day I was sitting on a tram when a man got on. He was the spitting image of my father. My dad had a very distinct look. He had thick square glasses, a big bald spot on the top of his head, long gray and black hair at the bottom that he would wear in a ponytail, and several big distinct moles on his face. I just stared at him in disbelief, and he never looked at me. I was trying to reason it out in my head. Like maybe he just had a doppelganger. Or maybe I was having a grief-induced hallucination. But then a short amount of time later, I watched him as he pushed the stop button. The tram stopped and he was the only person who got on and off the tram. I still have no idea what/who I saw that day. Posted by you/happy housewives 82. Sleepover Glitch. When I was 17 years old my friend and I had a really fun Saturday. She had a convertible VW and we would drive around playing music and talking. We are still friends and have always had really good talks about the paranormal and universe etc. even as teens. I have actually always been intuitive and had paranormal interactions as has she. Anyway, she ended up coming to my house and I am the oldest of 5 kids. My bedroom was actually a breezeway that people would walk through to get to the garage, basement and laundry room. So usually if a friend slept over we slept in the TV room which had 2 sliding glass doors into the dining room. If you walked through the dining room you would get to the kitchen. There was a wall so you couldn't see if anyone was sitting at the kitchen table until you walked in. It was the 90s so we didn't have cell phones, so no alarm and there was a clock that chimed on the hour in that TV room. The clock chimed and we both woke up on the 2 couches and talked for a few minutes about our Sunday plan. Some of our friends had mentioned wanting to go to the beach so we figured we would go call them. The clock said 8 a.m. when it chimed. We got up and walked into the kitchen but no one was awake. 4 small kids and 2 parents just still asleep at 8 a.m. wouldn't have made sense, so we look at the clock in there and it says 6:30 a.m. Okay, maybe the clock in the TV room was wrong. We both go and lie back down talking for a few and then we decide to go back to sleep and wake up and call our friends about the beach later. We wake up this time because my sister comes in the room excited to see my friend. We hear the 2 sliding glass doors open and she comes in waking us up loudly. So we trudge into the kitchen and my mother and father are sitting looking tired and they say sorry they woke up so early today and we kept her out as long as we could. She's been up since 5 a.m. I look quickly to the clock and it's 6:15 a.m. I am so confused but then sometimes I have lucid dreams and very vivid dreams. So I assume I dreamt the thing before. We chat for a minute and I ask my friend if she's ready to call our friends and she just says no I have to go and she leaves in a hurry. When I called her later to check in because I thought maybe something happened she said you're going to think I'm crazy but. And she proceeded to tell me exactly what I experienced she had experienced. And I laughed and explained I had the same thing happen and thought I had just been lucid dreaming. We are now almost 40 and we still talk about that day and theorize on why and how it happened to both of us. We haven't told many people because when we did our friends thought we made it up and our families just said we probably smoked too much pot. But we know that some sort of glitch happened and it's led me to where I am today. Posted by you/the world. 2. Come. The water in my bottle water turned to murky grassy water. I always just buy those bulk plastic water bottles at the store. I pull one out of my refrigerator and drink from it and once I am done I crumple it up, throw it in the recycling and grab another one from my refrigerator. I have been doing this for years. I never ever reuse one of these water bottles, just throw it in the recycling. As usual I am at home, live alone, no pets or roommates or anything. I had taken a new water bottle out of my refrigerator, opened it, drank about half of it. I went to the bathroom, which is in the other room, for about 2 minutes and came back out. Habitually grabbed my water bottle and took a big sip and horrifically ran to the sink and spit everything out. It was the type of reaction you have if you've ever bitten into food and gotten a complete different taste you expected. I dropped the water bottle as well in the process because I was so shocked at what just happened. The water I had just drank had a very grassy, earthy, muddy taste to it. The remainder of the water in my water bottle was murky brown and the water bottle and water smelled grassy. I was in shock for a bit on what had just happened. I was just drinking out of this water bottle 2 minutes earlier before I went to the bathroom. I checked the lot number on the water bottle in case it was an old water bottle that had gotten misplaced in the back of my refrigerator and just been sitting there for years with the water going bad, but the lot number was the same as all the most recent water bottles I had just bought. Again. I live alone, all my doors were locked. I checked if anyone was in my apartment, but no one was. Like I said, I don't ever reuse or refill my water bottles when they are empty. I have no explanation. I did keep the water bottle as physical evidence and had my mom and sister smell it and tell me what it smelled like. They both agreed it was like muddy water. Link to the water bottle with a little bit of dirty water still at the bottom. TLDR, drank half my water in a plastic water bottle, went to the bathroom, came back 2 minutes later and it had turned into murky muddy water. Posted by you/snoo. Doubts 6897. Christmas tomfoolery. In December 2017, we needed to get Christmas stockings for our first holiday living on our own as a new family of 3. Being that our son was also 1 year old just the week before Christmas and we had a trip planned to see family, the budget was tight. I decided to settle on some cheap throwaway stockings made of felt that I figured we'd just use to get us through this first holiday, and if they didn't hold up or I wanted something else going forward, no biggie. My husband's stocking had a felt Santa on it with a glued-on snowflake embellishment to the toe of the sock. It was the last stocking of its design that wasn't messed up in some way other than hanging a bit shorter than the others. I was glad to have found it because it was also the last way I could find a matching set of 3 all in the same style. Our son had a reindeer with scarf embellishment, mine had a snowman with hat embellishment. Around 2 weeks into having them, my husband notices just one of the spokes on the snowflake embellishment is missing. Thinking our son messed with it and probably got it folded back/tucked behind itself somehow, I got up to investigate. Not only was it not just creased down, I really got in there trying to be sure, to the point I was worried I'd undo the hot glue holding the entire snowflake on poorly as it was snipped. A clean cut straight across like a pair of scissors. Furthermore, I found the now cut off spoke on the floor beneath where the stocking hung. We talked about how it was weird it seemed trimmed off and that it's a bummer because even for being cheap, they made quite the cute trio. I threw the dismembered piece away because it just honestly was not even worth saving, it wasn't a big enough deal to me. A week and a half or so goes by when my husband is again the whistleblower. This time, he's telling me the spoke is back and asking when I got a new stocking. Confused, I go to grab the stocking and show him closer since clearly his eyes needed some help. I'm walking over to pick it up while telling him that I didn't get a new stocking, so he's obviously mistaken and seeing things. Sure as shit, it's there. I tug on the piece that we both saw on the floor and both saw me throw away. It's solid, like it never was detached. There's no evidence whatsoever that it was repaired, even though that wouldn't have been possible either. My husband didn't replace it either to mess with me. It was the same short, off-kilter hang it always had and was unique to that specific one in comparison to even the others at the store. An error in processing that made it obvious it was the stocking. We still have the questionable Santa stocking and it has had its complete snowflake ever since its mysterious return. Major event? Maybe not. But the fact it was experienced by 2 people together at the same time during both instances makes it interesting at the very least. Posted by you/Shri Wenshab. Earring popped out and in of existence. About 3 weeks ago I was in my parents' garden with my boyfriend making a small campfire. We were gathering some wood that we took off the trees a couple months earlier, and as we were about to start the fire, I heard my right earring fall out onto the ground. Our entire garden has stone tiles, you'd hear a metal earring fall. The loop of the earring didn't have a closing, so I assumed it just slipped out. After realizing, we got out our flashlights and started searching the entire garden where it could be. We checked both our clothes, the tiles, the stack of wood, the garden furniture, the fire pit, we even went inside to look around, but it was nowhere to be found. The day after, when it was light again, we made another rounds but no earring. Flash forward last week, I was in the garden with my mom because the weather was amazing. I moved a chair from one end of the garden to the other so I could sit in the sun. Lo and behold, the earring was on the ground in the middle of the garden, no way to miss it. We were absolutely sure it wasn't in the chair as we'd shaken all the furniture to check if anything would fall out. The earring was slightly discolored, so it had to have laid in the sun, but there's no way cause the sun doesn't cover that part of the garden at all. I am still perplexed, but at least my set is complete again. Posted by you/EdianEgg29. NPC comes up to us and repeat what we just said almost words for words. So this isn't a big glitch at the Matrix, but still freaking weird. Last Friday, a couple buddies of mine and myself decided to go for a skate sesh at maybe 11 p.m. It wasn't a cold or rainy night, it was just perfect. I live in a small Canadian city in the province of Quebec and people here are kinda friendly. After maybe an hour at the skate park, we were feeling a bit thirsty and, as dumb teenager can be, nobody had water or any sorts of drinks. We knew a Circle K, Couche-Tard, that was near us and accessible with our boards. We decided to go but still skated all the way there. Upon arrival, We hopped off of our boards and just started walking towards the gas station cause of small peoples. We were discussing about everything and nothing at the same time. For some reason, the topic of age and dating came up. Discussing about our parents and their age difference and how it doesn't affect them. For us, at our age, it's everything. My buddy, 17M, who has a dad in his late 50s, said, and I quote, "I would date a girl being, let's say, 10 years younger than me in my 30s. It would be awesome." At the moment, it wasn't a big deal. His words just came in one ear and came out of the other. Right at this moment, the exact moment we were pulling up to the gas station to get our drinks, a guy comes up to us, all friendly, and said, "Guys, I'm crazy for this chick, I'm 30 and she's 20 and I'm madly in love with her. It's awesome." And he just, with his girl, disappeared in a parallel street, never being seen again. We were shocked but didn't process it until later. That drink was one of the weirdest I've drank. Posted by you/Mr. Blister Red Lips. Route 17 South Switcheroo. I got onto Route 17 South by the Riverside Terrace. I had to wait on the on-ramp as a tractor trailer pulled into the gas station behind the RT. I passed 2 slow cars, then I pulled into the slow lane, which is rare for me. I left them behind, nobody was in front of me for as far as I could see. I was 25 seconds, I estimated, from the bridge by the Suburban Caps sign that is always lit up, only it was off, which is odd. All cars are far behind me coming from the Sheridan Mahwah area. I pick up my phone, center console 2011 Yaris, check for 1 second for messages, check time, 9:48, check car clock, same. As I set my phone down, the view alters to bright outside my car. I thought that I teleported to somewhere sunny, but it was just bright lights. I was now in traffic, with cars right on my ass. Me driving slow lane with cars on my ass does not happen, ever, and a tractor trailer in the lane to my left and front. The road that had been curving slowly left was now curving hard right and I was going under bridges. My lane peeled off and I figured I'd get off here and find out where I teleported to. If it was 17s I'd know the exit. Well, it was the turnaround by Mahwah Sheridan, bringing me back to 17s. I checked for missing time, 9:48 still, both clocks. Then I drove back past everything that I had just driven by moments earlier. The Suburban Caps sign was still out. For years I thought that I teleported, but it makes more sense that I swapped places with another me that day. After I got home, one outlet in my house moved several inches from where it had always been. Weird.